In this video, we'll be reviewing the steps for end-of-year grading. I am using a training account which has fake students and fake data, and it could at sometimes look a little bit different than your account because your account has gone through some upgrades and the training account has not. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to look at term weighting. If you recall, high school and middle school grading and reporting says that every teacher has to have a final culminating activity, and it just cannot be more than 20% of a student's grade. It can be part of either the fourth quarter or it can be part of a separate grade entirely. So at some point in the beginning of the year, you decided how you wanted to handle your final exam, and you calculated your term weighting accordingly. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at term weighting to verify that it is how you want, and then we can go ahead and make sure our assignments are marked accurately. So remember that the term weighting is how SIS calculates the final mark. You will never put an assignment in the final mark spreadsheet. Again, you'll never put an assignment in the final mark spreadsheet. This term weighting is what is calculating this final mark. First semester we did back at the end of January. That's when we had to calculate a 7th semester grade for seniors. So what we're worried about right now is final mark. This class is an example of the final exam being part of the fourth quarter. And I know that because the entire grade is just based on the quarter. Okay? I'm going to switch to another class so you can see what it looks like when the final exam is a separate percentage. This class, I have the first quarter as a 90% weight, and then I have that fourth quarter final exam as a separate 10%. So this term weighting is different than the other class. Now, these numbers don't have to be the same for everybody. Some people I've seen 85-15, I've seen 95-5. I mean, I've seen quite a variety. It just cannot be, the final exam can just not be more than 20% of a grade. Okay, I'm going to switch back to this other class. Again, this is the class that I'm saying the final exam is part of the fourth quarter. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Gradebook and Assignments. And here is where we can check that our assignments are in the correct grading periods. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Show All Periods, and that allows me to see everything on one screen, which is simply a convenience thing. Okay, so when I go down here, what I see is an assignment. I see the final exam, a second assignment, and a third assignment. And I am checking at this point that they are all marked for second, third, and fourth quarter. Okay? I do not want anything in this fourth quarter final exam because this final exam has been determined to be part of that fourth quarter grade. And then you never have anything checked for this final mark column. Okay? So again, this class here is set up for term weighting that the final exam is part of the quarter grade. So therefore, this assignment that I entered called final exam is included in the 4 quarters. And remember, these 4 quarters is what makes it a rolling average grade book. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and post. So then I go to Report Card and Students, and you'll see your columns for the grades that are required. This is where I need you to put on your pretend hat. Please pretend that this student and this student, these two top students, are 12th graders. If you can pretend that, that would be great. And then these two students here, the third and the fourth one, are 7th grade students. So again, we're just pretending right now. Grades for seniors are due at the end of the day, and we need to deselect the underclassmen so that way we can click this green post button up at the top. Okay? And then when you go to post the underclassmen in 2 weeks, you're going to reverse that. Okay? And then you click your green post. All right, let's go ahead and switch to the other class that has the term weighting with the final exam as separate from the quarter grade. So again, I go to report card term weighting and I double check it's how I want. And then I'm going to switch to gradebook and assignments. I'm going to click show all periods. Again, that's a convenience thing so you can see it all on one screen. And then grading periods. Okay, so I have 4 assignments in here, and then I entered my final exam, and what you can see is that final exam is only part of this 4th quarter final exam spreadsheet. It's the only one that it's included in. And then these other 4 assignments are in the 4 quarters. And nothing at all is in this last column for final mark. So again, this final exam that I entered as an assignment is only part of this 4th quarter final exam. Let me show you what that looks like in that spreadsheet. So in the 4th quarter final exam spreadsheet, you see the 1 assignment that I added. Okay, and then what you will see in the final mark spreadsheet is only a calculated grade. There are no assignments in here. Never put an assignment in there. Okay, and then again you go to posts for the students and you have your pretend hat on for me. This first student, the second student are 12th graders. These 3rd and 4th are 7th and 8th graders. So you deselect those. And that is for today because grades are due at 3 p.m. today, the 25th of May. And then you click the post button. Please let me know if there are any questions that you have at this point, and I can do another one of these videos once the underclassmen are ready to have grades submitted. Thank you. Have a great day.